Let's do something different. Hi there, my name is Thomas Brown from Qualia Counseling Services, and I want to continue our series on free CBT. What we're looking at, notice, challenge, change, and today I want to talk about changing behaviors. As I've said in other videos, these videos are really designed for self-help. If you're feeling overwhelmed and unsafe, it's probably time to call 911 or go to your local emergency room. If you're dealing with a big issue that's feeling pretty impactful, kind of impacting your life and causing you not to be able to function in the way you want, and you are feeling safe, it might be time to call Qualia Counseling Services or another agency in your area to get the professional help that you might need. If this is a problem that's feeling kind of 5 out of 10 or lower on the emotional Richter scale, this is probably a video that might apply to you. It's kind of the thing that you'd buy a self-help book for, and that's what these are designed for as well. So, right, we have been talking about notice, challenge, change. And last video, we talked about bringing cognitive restructuring or this notice, challenge, change process right through to the end with restructuring our thoughts and coming up with a more balanced and helpful thought. And today, I want to talk about how we do some changing in our behaviors. Behavioral change is also a really important part of CBT. And often we spend a little more time talking about cognitions, but behaviors are also critical, and we often use them to reinforce or test drive out new thoughts. And there's also a place for pure behavioral approaches as well, which are a little bit beyond the scope of this video series, but I'll just let you know that as well. So here we go. I'm going to change my screen and share it with you so you can see my slides. And here it is again, notice, challenge, change, and we're going to get on with change part 2, and this is about behaviors. So the interesting thing about behaviors is we can do the same process. We notice what we're doing, we need to challenge it a little bit, and then we are invited to change it a little bit. So we need to kind of watch what we're doing, just like we kind of watch what we're thinking. If we're heading, this is me, heading to the cupboard for a snack at night, I can say, all right, Tom, is this a good idea? Is this what you need to do right now? Or if you have another behavior, you'll come home and just flop down on the couch and watch video games, or you hit snooze on the alarm for the 10th time. You know, these are times for us to say, is this getting me where I want to be? Is this helping me reach my goals? Is there something else that I should be doing? But we have to notice that, ask ourselves some questions first, and then change it a bit. And the way I kind of think about it is there's a big kind of thinking component to behaviors as well. Obviously, our brain has to tell us to hit the snooze button, or our brain has to walk us over to the cupboard for the snack. And so in my mind, for these types of cognitive behavioral interventions, we do need to pay attention to our thoughts as well, because we will often give ourselves what we call permission thoughts. You know, I've had a hard day, I deserve this snack, or I'm so exhausted, I need to sleep in another 10 or 15 minutes. And so we have to be kind of careful about the thoughts that we're using to give ourselves permission or to move into these behaviors, and also the thoughts that we're going to use to help us to do something different. So let's be aware of that there's kind of this cognitive element to our behavioral work as well. It's called cognitive behavioral therapy. And let's take a look at a quick little chart that we could use when we're thinking about changing our behaviors. And so, as with so many of our CBT worksheets and interventions, it starts with a situation. Again, with that rationale that a situation and the meaning we're putting on it is going to be kind of at the root of how we feel and what we're going to do. So maybe the situation here is that I got in an argument with a friend and it's making me feel sad. Probably I'm saying, you know, my friend doesn't like me, or the friendship's over. Maybe I'm thinking something like that. And then I'm going to pay attention to what I would normally do when I feel sad. And in this example, normally I would eat a bag of potato chips. That's not actually me. I like sweet stuff better than salty stuff. But in this example, they're eating a bag of chips. So that's what I'm normally doing when I get feeling sad. And this is where we have to kind of notice and challenge. And we challenge it by saying, you know, is there something else that I could do? Maybe the opposite, that might be helpful. Or you might kind of think about, what is there something that might be better for me? And healthier, not even in this case, we're talking about chips or chocolate in my case, but thinking kind of, is there something mentally healthier for me that will help me cope in a better way? And in this case, you know, it might be that I could go for a walk. What else? I could go for a walk. I could maybe think about how I could fix things with my friends. And then as we observe ourselves, we go through and pay attention to what actually happened. Well, I did go for that walk, still felt a little sad. And I ended up calling my friend to just sort of work things out. So there is that mix of cognition, thinking, and behaviors here. But in this little chart, what it really is asking us to do is notice our behaviors, challenge them by wondering if we could do something different, and then noticing what actually happens and maybe learning from that a little bit. Just to kind of expand just a touch more on our behavioral interventions, behaviors are about changing the things we do. It might be that we kind of create little experiments. Maybe we have thoughts like, having a laundry room full of dirty clothes is the worst thing ever. And you could just let the clothes sit there for a little while and see how bad it actually is. You can make action plans, and that might flow out of some of our cognitive restructuring. Maybe we have this new thought that, I need to fix things with my friend. And so you make an action plan about when am I going to call, or when am I going to text? What am I going to say? How am I going to bring this friendship back together? And then we might also do things like using a little reward system. Or if we try something and we do something that's kind of hard, like, I don't know, getting out of bed the first time the alarm rings rather than pushing snooze 100 times, or we get that dang laundry room cleaned up, well, you give yourself a pat on the back. Maybe you give yourself, you get to go watch another show or give yourself a treat, something like that, because rewards are really great for helping us get better at changing our behaviors. So this video has been about change, notice, challenge, change, changing behaviors, and using a similar process as we use with cognitions, paying attention to our thoughts, but really paying attention to what we're doing and seeing if we can act in a different way. You can use that little chart that's downloadable on our free resources part of our website, and you can take that into your day, pen to paper, try to notice your behaviors, and try something different. My name again is Thomas Brown from Counseling Services. Have a good one. Take care.